Hello and welcome to another week of the weekly support and clarity from Spirit for you. So we're doing this from the Monday the 6th till Sunday the 12th of January 2025, all set for a new and fabulous year. So I work with my guides, or those in spirit who love me, ask them to come close to give you what you need for the upcoming week and any other information that may come along with that. So if you just give me a second, I'll just seal off, tune in, call everyone in, and we'll get straight into the reading ahead. Okay, so they're talking about the analogy about eating an elephant, and also talking about having one specific goal in which you can aspire to manifest and to actually have happen to be able to do this year, and then actually breaking that goal down into quarters, so four separate segments, and then within those quarters go into a 3-monthly sort of structure, then actually breaking down those quarters into a monthly goal. So what they're talking about is that, okay, do I want to get fitter this year? And so, okay, that's a pretty wide goal. So it's about making it a little bit more clear and attainable. Okay, I want to lose 15 kilos by the end of next year. That is more of an attainable sort of goal. And so what you do there is you go, okay, well, if I break it down, my maths isn't that fabulous, but just say we break it down, it's about 3.5 kilos a quarter, which if we break it down again, that's a bit over 1 kilo a month. And so it's like, okay, cool. If I was going to do that, how would I do that? And then you go, okay, well, if I start doing a minimum of 10,000 steps a day. So you've got a tracker on your phone. So I'm going to make sure that I walk. They're saying it's generally about 2 hours a day. So hour and a half, hour and a half to 2 hours a day. So I'm going to do 10,000 steps a day. Okay, if I don't have time to do 10,000 steps, how can I bring in an hour and a half of walking into a shorter space? There's so many different exercises on YouTube you can do. And with this too, it's about creating it in a stackable fashion. So it's about going, okay, can I do, no, actually, is my focus strong enough? Do I really want this goal enough? Because this comes into it. To put aside 2 lots of 15 minutes a day or 3 lots of 15 minutes a day, and say, okay, so in the morning I'm going to do 15 minutes of muscle building. When I get back from work, I'm going to do another 15 minutes, they're saying, to a half an hour of cardio. And this could be cardio when it's a fast walk or some other kind of cardio. Then am I going to put in another 15 minutes of structured exercise in some form that's going to be weight burning, that's going to be fat burning, sorry. So it's about breaking it down and then going, right, okay, well, can I commit myself to half an hour a day for the first month? Okay, and then it's about going, right, I want this goal enough that I'm willing to put a half an hour a day away towards this. If it's about getting a different job, being in a different career, if it's about money, it's about getting specific about the end goal that you want and then actually breaking it up, chopping it up into bits. Then actually, especially at first, it's about making some really easy, smaller goals that you can attain along the way. And asking yourself and just being really honest, how much do I really want this? And is 15 minutes, half an hour a day, am I going to really commit to that? And so it's just really about being honest with yourself, because this really goes into personal development as well. Are you really able to trust yourself? Now, what you can do to help this come along is you can say, okay, well, after 2 weeks, if I'm able to do this for 2 weeks, I'm going to give myself a prize. I'm going to have a nice dinner out. I'm going to have a night away. I'm going to go and get a massage. So it's about giving yourself some kind of prize. And if it's not about money, it could be about going, okay, well, I'm going to go for a bushwalk. I'm going to go window shopping. I'm going to whatever it is. So it's about creating these really attainable sort of achievements that you can give yourself, or these prizes that you can give yourself, they're saying on a weekly or fortnightly basis. And this will help you to do that. This will help you to actually stick to your goals. And the other thing, put it up on the fridge and put big ticks up. So every time you look at the fridge, you'll be seeing yourself, okay, I did my 15 minutes morning, my 15 minutes after work, and my 15 minutes, after I had a rest, or whatever it was. I went for a half an hour walk after dinner, which can be a really good one. So every time you look at the fridge, you see these tick, tick, tick. That's really going to help you to keep motivated and to keep being interested, and to remind you of the goal that you're really looking for. Okay, so, all right. So they're talking about this, and they're saying that there is actually a lot of opportunity going on in 2025. 2024 has been almost like the opportunity's been building, but in order for it to build, it needs to break down some of the old things which are going to stop you from actually reaching that goal. So 2024 was a lot of releasing, a lot of changing, a lot of things coming up to the surface, and then actually giving you the choice, am I going to continue with these behaviors or this thinking or this emotional state, or am I going to let this go? So if you've been on top of it in 24 and you've actually been letting go of the things that aren't working for you anymore, then 2025 you've got a really clean slate. And so what they're talking about here is really foundational building. So with this, there's a lot of stuff about goals actually. Picking, can't use my fingers, three goals for the year. One more specific goal, and then it's like, cool, if I reach that, okay, I've got another goal in which I can work towards, and then there's another one again. Or you've got one more major goal, one goal if you reach that, and then one smaller goal that you can reach. And so it's really about checking in with yourself and asking yourself, being really honest and clear, how much does this mean to me and how much do I really want it? They're telling me that they want to come in. Your spirit guides want to come in and help you with this. And one way that you can do this with them is you can ask them for help on a daily basis. You can ask them for guidance. You can ask them for support. You can ask them for assistance in any way that you actually need this. And as you're going through your day, if you're doing things like vacuuming the floor, washing the dishes, you're going shopping, what you can do is actually keep this goal in your mind, but keep the goal in your mind in relation to the feeling it's going to give you. What are you going to feel like when this is there? If it's a whole lot of money, if it's a new job, if it's losing weight, if it's, going on a holiday, if it's finding a partner, whatever that is, it's really about keeping in your mind that feeling. Now, the thing here is, as you do this, and I've experienced this myself, you're going to get those little voices that pop up in your head. Oh, you're not going to get this, you're not good enough, do you really think you can attain this? Do you really think you can have this? All this sort of stuff. when these things pop up that are counteractive to your goal, acknowledge them and say, okay, I hear this, I see this, I understand this was a way in which I used to be. Now I release that and I go into a state of success, of prosperity, of abundance. I am, and say I am attaining my goal of blah, blah, blah. And you can say this just in your mind. I know that I'm reaching my goal of blah, 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 whatever that is. So whenever that pops up, allow that to go, tell your body, and you can ask Spirit to help you to release that, to take it away. Then actually bring yourself more into plan, into alignment with what you really want and how that's going to be. Okay, so I'm just checking. What are we going to do? What are we doing? Right. So, all right. So there's a lot of build up of actual sort of spiritual energy that's going on, and it's actually coming up. Now, if you are really looking to expand yourself on a personal development way, spiritual way, psychic way, energetic way, whatever that is, this year is really going to be the springboard in which is going to help you to be able to get a lot further. Now, the reason for this is that there's been a change in the veil, they're telling me. There's been a change of the global energy that has been suppressing and repressing this coming in. It's actually enlightened. And so this is a really good time if you really do want to do something, get into the driver's seat and really start to create that focus and that energy towards creating these goals. Now, one thing that was actually asked of me, the question was, this lady said, I've been putting work into doing things and I've been wanting to really create, manifest different things in my life, and I seem to find that I get to a certain point and then I get pulled back. Now, what can happen with this is that you can have a ceiling of where you feel like you can go to, and when you hit that ceiling, you'll get pulled back. And you also have a floor, and the floor is how far you're going to allow yourself to go, And we all have ceilings and floors, how dirty the house is, how messy it is, how much money we've got in the bank, food, alcohol, whatever it is. We've all got that floor of going, right, this is it. I'm not going to allow this to continue anymore. Now, we've all got ceilings as well. And how it got asked was that, I keep trying to work towards these things. Now, what can happen with this is that you're hitting your ceiling, and you're hitting your ceiling because you're not allowing yourself to really understand more on a deeper level that you can really have these things, that you are really allowed to have these things. And so if these things are happening, check your thinking. How often do you tell yourself that you're beautiful, that you can have the best, that you deserve the best? How often do you say to yourself, and mean it as much as you possibly can, that good things happen to me frequently, that I'm a lucky person, that people love being around me? So this is around self-esteem, because the more that you value yourself, the more self-esteem you have, the more your ceiling is actually going to lift. And the reason it's going to lift is because of when you have more love for yourself, you go, well, yes, I do deserve this and I can have this. And I know that if I just put some action, focus and effort into this area, I'm definitely going to attain this because, well, for a start, I've got the ability to work this out. So I've got the confidence to get this. I've got the intelligence to get this. And if I do need any help, I know that I can support myself to a level that when support actually comes in to help me, I will recognize it and I will take that in. I will say, yes, I do want some help with this. And so look at your thinking around this and look at if you really feel like you deserve the best, that you can have the best, and that it's something when you think about this. Is there a mixed feeling in you? Is this feeling of going, I really want it, but I kind of don't feel like I have it? And if that's true, do the exercise I just talked about. Recognize what's there. Recognize the discomfort. Recognize the feelings that I'm not worthy, or I'm not good enough, or I can never have this, or I've never had this before. Recognize these things, release them very consciously, bring it back to, well, yes, I've never had them, but I know from now on I'm going to have them. I know from now on I'm worthy of having these. Right now, I deserve to have these things in my system, in my life, in my body, and I will have them. And bringing that focus in without pressuring yourself or without being overly serious about attaining this, because that can actually congest it, is going to allow this to continue. And consistency is the key. They're saying if you really want something, you will work at it on a daily basis. So, okay, they're telling me we're going to do another video next week. That's going to be a bit of a follow-up on this one. So thank you very much for joining me. I can't remember if I said this. It's from Monday the 6th till Sunday the 12th of January. Love it when you like, subscribe, share, comment, all that sort of stuff. And big love. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next week. All right, see you then. Bye for now.